still out there trying to make sure that there's nobody needing rescue.
It was pretty scary.
I was in shock. The first thing I see is that truck flipped over, and I see all the debris and this chaos.
And the trees just bent over and started going, so we knew right then the tornado was coming.
And as we speak, cleanup is underway across our area after some powerful tornadoes touched down overnight.
From Pinellas County all the way up to Citrus County, we are seeing damage to homes, cars, and businesses as we continue to track much weaker storms moving at this hour. This is 10 Tampa Bay at 6. I'm Carolina Lee.
And I'm Dave Wagner. Good to have you here tonight. Those tornadoes touched down in Clearwater Beach, Dunedin and Crystal River. The National Weather Service confirmed the damage caused in Dunedin and Crystal River were caused by EF2 tornadoes.
Incredible video captured this water spout just off of Clearwater Beach. You can see just how large that was just moments before it reached land. And at this moment, some roads are still closed and power is out to hundreds of homes. All of this happening in some areas still trying to recover from Hurricane Idalia.
This evening, we have team coverage, live team coverage across the Bay Area. First, let's begin with 10 Tampa Bay meteorologist Natalie Ferrari, who's still tracking some storms at this hour.
And we can breathe a sigh of relief that I do think that severe weather threat is coming down slowly but surely. There's still a marginal risk, which is a 1 out of 5 on the scale, that we may get one of these to get a little on the stronger side, but I will tell you, overall, that coverage is decreasing and the intensity, what's actually giving that vorticity and that potential for spin-ups, that is decreasing out there. I want to take it into coastal Hernando and back up towards Citrus because we are getting a few light showers to move through. They are very fast moving at this point, but they are briefly pushing just near west of US 19 tonight. Pinellas and Hillsborough, most of us have quieted down. We still have a lot of clouds out there, but the rain has given us a bit of a break, especially as you are staying north of I-4. The further south of I-4 you go, look how scattered some of that rain is, and some of this producing heavy downpours from Sarasota County clear across into Highlands counties tonight. You'll see some of these downpours have some pretty good gusts associated with them. Of course, I'm going to be watching some of the activity that's still back out towards the eastern Gulf of Mexico, out towards the southwestern coast of Florida, because some of this energy still producing some good thunderstorms off in the Gulf of Mexico, and that's where we may get an embedded spin up trying to get near the coast. The overall trend is as some of this energy pushes near the coastline, it kind of loses a bit of that instability that could produce a tornado. So the threat's still lingering, but decreasing as we go through tonight, especially as that area of low pressure continues to drift off into the Atlantic by later tonight into tomorrow. I do think we'll keep the clouds around and still some isolated rain chances. We'll talk more about timing as far as when that clears, and I've got some good cold fronts to talk about in this forecast.
All right, Natalie, right now several roads are still closed in Crystal River after the tornado touchdown there, and high tide flooded some areas as well.
10 Tampa Bay's Malik Rankin has been there all day. Malik, this was yet another blow to an area still recovering from Hurricane Idalia.
Catalina, we talked to business owners who just reopened 2 weeks ago after recovering from 3-foot floodwaters that Hurricane Idalia pushed in. Now they're facing tens of thousands of dollars worth of damage. Again, this EF2 tornado tore the roof off these buildings. Power lines are down in this area. Glass shattered. Several of these businesses destroyed. In the hours after the tornado touched down here, business owners were here salvaging and assessing what they could and making calls for contractors to get here and begin work as quickly as possible. The owner of these buildings tells me he'll be paying for these repairs entirely out of pocket.
Yeah, it's just one thing after another. It's a disaster, but at this point, that's all we can do with what's going on today. So.
Just down the road, an apartment complex was carved through this tornado. Residents had their roofs and walls ripped off. For several, the emergency alerts came in just in time to hunker down and take shelter. Now, we're live here in Crystal River in Citrus County. The cleanup will continue throughout the evening tonight. Now, another area facing a lot of cleanup is Dunedin. That's where we'll find our Shannon Clough. Shannon.
Malik, what a mess it is here in the Causeway Plaza. I can tell you we still have crews out here. Take a look just over my shoulder right here. Wherever you see those wood boards, well, that's where windows were. The winds shattered the glass. I mean, this entire parking lot here was just filled with glass. And wherever you look in this plaza, you will see boards just like that because the damage is everywhere.
There was debris everywhere. Found our window at the gym was blown out. Glass everywhere. Chaos. You couldn't even really walk through the parking lot because of all the debris.
As the manager of the gym in the Causeway Plaza, Sydney Haynes was in disbelief when she saw the damage left behind.
I couldn't believe it. I'm like, what's happening?
Windows blown out at several businesses.
When the sun came up and you saw all the destruction, it's really hard to believe. Nothing like this has happened here. I've been here for 29 years.
Just a few doors down, a tailor shop had their AC unit blown away and water flooding into their store.
I feel like really depressed about it, that nothing we can do.
Then down the way, the owner of a virtual reality center says he feels like he got lucky.
I had a door sucked in inside. I had this blown out.
The damage he experienced was nowhere near as bad as what he saw outside.
5 a.m. in the morning, it was just crazy because there are light poles broken like a twig.
He says things were blown all over the place.
The porta potty was on the top of the light pole, so that kind of got me off guard a little bit when I came in.
As storms rolled through tonight, these businesses are doing their best to sweep the damage into the past.
It's unreal until you actually go through it. It's scary and it's sad, you know, that's happening to everybody.
But they're thankful they have each other and everyone is okay.
There was a lot of destruction. We just want this to end and move on.
A number of businesses here in the plaza, including the bingo hall, will remain closed. If you are a business owner and sustained any damage, city officials are asking you to go online and report it. I'm live in Dunedin. Shannon Clow, 10 Tampa Bay.
Sounds like we can hear some work going on there right now. So within the last 2 hours, we also found homes in Oldsmar that were damaged in this storm. You can see one house with much of the roof ripped off. Local leaders tell us it landed on top of another nearby home, and there's still debris spread out in the street. So you need to be careful if you drive around that area.
Right now, we're keeping a close eye on power outages. This right here, this is the Duke Energy outage map. The majority of outages are all over, kind of along the coastline here, but this is Pinellas County right here, 194 to the south, 478 to the north. This is Citrus County right here. We're talking about 2,000 customers without power right now. Duke Energy tells us the storm's knocked down or damaged at least 30 poles in Citrus County, and this evening, crews are still working to restore power and hope that'll happen before the end of the night. This is a good time to download our free 10 Tampa Bay app as we keep an eye on power outages and cleanup efforts. We'll send any new severe weather alerts straight to your phone.